What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Ango, and yes, we got to talk about some big wrestling stories. The timestamps and topics are in the description down below. It's May 3rd, 2022. For some reason, Tony Khan canceled some ideas. He rejected some big plans, and I don't know how I feel about it. We're going to get to that in a bit. We're also talking New Japan and Cody Rhodes, and if you guys didn't know, we're live on Twitch every night. Guys, check out the link in the description. Become a follower. Use your free Prime sub if you're a member of Amazon Prime. Highly encouraged. Really cool stuff happening out there. We're making big moves. With that being said, Cody Rhodes wants to bring this legendary championship belt back. I know a lot of people were possibly thinking the big gold belt, but on After the Bell with Corey Graves, Cody Rhodes was talking about this, and he says if the ultimate dream was to be achieved, I did do that once with the Intercontinental title, and it took a lot of work, but it was the right call once we got there. I think there is a particular design of the WWE Championship that people are very fond of. I don't even want to say it. It's two words. Obviously, we're talking about the winged eagle. It would be something. It would be really something to do that, achieve the ultimate industry dream and be the best of the best, and then even perhaps give it a fresh coat of paint with the title, redundantly named title. That would be something. Guys, look, I've said this. I don't mind WWE's championship belts. I've admired a lot of the company's championship belts. I think WWE, they if there's one criticism I've had of WWE, despite the fact that I like the belts, I feel like the old school belts are the best, right? And if you look at modern times, obviously AEW has very beautiful belts. I actually love Impact titles. I like the GCW title belts. I love Deadlock Pro Wrestling's title belts. I love even New Japan. I think all these companies have sweet titles. I like the classic, the legendary ROH World Championship belt. I love the NWA title. WWE's title is nice, but it's WWE's title, and it doesn't feel like a championship title. It looks like a WWE title. The winged eagle belt, tongue twister. That belt, obviously a lot of history. I think if Cody Rhodes brought it back, it would be great. And I'm shocked that WWE decided to unify the world title belts, but not actually bring back a classic design or come up with one that looks just so superior to all the other championship belts. And I think that's one of the things about WWE right now is my concern, is that your title belts all kind of look the same. Obviously, the Intercontinental Championship belt and the U.S. title were redesigned, but even that, man, they don't look like championship belts. They're good-looking belts, but they're good-looking because they're WWE titles. You know what I mean? But I think there's other title belts out there. That's my point. If Cody Rhodes were to win the World Championship and redesign the belt or bring back this classic title, that would obviously put over his title reign, which would be cool. But the real question is, will WWE have Cody Rhodes win the championship? All right, guys. New Japan has announced this huge tag team match for NJPW's Capital Collision, another show in the United States. And if you guys aren't familiar with what New Japan is doing, shame on you. Listen, I know it's not easy to keep up with New Japan, but what New Japan is doing is great television, great pay-per-views, great events. I think that's one of the things I like about New Japan. It's a very different product from WWE and AEW in that regard. And now we got Okada and Trent Beretta versus Jay White and Hikuleo. This is going to be fun, man. This is a special tag team match. They're going to be in the United States, Washington, D.C. on May 14th. Now, you might be wondering, why am I talking about Capital Collision? Well, there is obviously a lot of big plans for New Japan and AEW, and obviously Trent Beretta and his connections to Okada could very well lead to more from AEW and New Japan. In fact, I would say don't be shocked if AEW is more involved in this event. Don't be shocked if you see somebody from AEW invade this event. I don't know what the ticket sales look like. I don't know what the viewership will look like here, but it's a really good thing that New Japan is trying to expand into America, because we could talk about the business sense of it all, but realistically, what we need to talk about is the fan perspective of it all. And as a fan, this is the type of stuff that I want to see. I want to see New Japan in America. I want to see them getting more familiarized. I want to see the American fans get more familiarized with them. And that's where the NJPW and AEW partnership looks great. This is a great tag team match. It's going to be big, obviously, for New Japan, but it's also going to be great for AEW to have some involvement. This is the night that I would kick off an invasion angle. And if I'm AEW, I would be the one to kick it off. I would have the heels. I would have the bad guys from AEW come through NJPW and start taking out some talent. And let's start building proper dream matches for this card that is taking place in just a few months. If I'm AEW, that's my number one focus, is to make sure that we're starting to build this properly. And the way you can really do that is by when they come here in America, it's going to align correctly with the time frame and stuff. So if I'm AEW, that's what I would do. This is going to be a great match. Trent Beretta, Okada. Obviously, this is some fun stuff. And Jay White and Hikuleo, right? Bullet Club is everywhere. We keep talking about Bullet Club, WWE, Impact. There's signs of it everywhere. Maybe this is a big bounce back for Bullet Club. But again, I think a lot of people are underestimating how important this event actually is. And with that being said, that's going to take us to our final topic of today's video. Andrade had pitched a faction to Tony Khan, and Tony Khan was not a fan of this. This was actually revealed by former WWE NXT superstar Tino Sabbatelli. If you guys don't know who Tino Sabbatelli is, very, very, very interesting situation with him, because he was in WWE, got released once, came back. He went to AEW, wrestled on AEW Dark. At one point, I think even people accused him of leaking stuff from AEW tapings or whatnot. I'm not too sure how that whole thing went down. But he was actually talking with Chris Van Vliet. He believes the bridge has been burnt with AEW. But more specifically, he actually revealed that there was a thing that had been pitched by Andrade, and Tony Khan was not interested. And I don't know how I feel about this, but basically what ended up happening, Tony Khan shot this down. So basically Andrade wanted to have a faction that was very similar to Evolution. And the idea was to bring this group to AEW. Andrade wanted to lead this group. Tino Sabbatelli would have been one of the guys on there, which obviously anybody who used to watch NXT back in the day, obviously Tino Sabbatelli was plagued by injuries. But if you remember, like before NXT truly evolved, Tino Sabbatelli was, a lot of people were high on him. He came from football. I don't know if it was the NFL or college football, one of the two. He had a football background, good look. Like he had the presentation down. A lot of people had high hopes for him. There was some injury stuff that was an issue, but basically, yeah, he revealed that him and Andrade always had a good relationship. He also says that Andrade texted me personally. We shot a vignette together. He wanted to bring a group like Evolution to AEW. We shot the video and spent the whole day in Miami. He texted me back and said, hey, Tony Khan likes the idea, but no, Tino. I would love to sit and talk to Tony. He might have been upset that I had one match and then went back to WWE. Now, I can't tell you what Tony Khan is supposed to feel. I can't tell you, because that's for him to feel a certain way or whatever. If he's upset that Tino went back to WWE, because he went back to WWE and then got released again. But the thing is, Tino Sabbatelli was an underexposed WWE superstar that a lot of people, I guarantee you, who are watching this video have no idea who he is or might not be too familiar with him. And that's okay. But for him to work with Andrade on that level would have been big. Without a doubt, that would have been big, because we saw how Andrade has been booked so far, and we can sit here and we can go back and forth and talk about how we love how he's been booked, or we can talk about how he hasn't been booked well. But at the end of the day, Andrade is just another guy in the AEW roster, and that's just the truth. I mean, I'm not telling you lies. I'm not giving you a biased opinion. He's just another guy. What would have made Andrade a big star in AEW right off the rip? Having some form of group that looked like Evolution. And I would have trusted Tony Khan to run that story. I really would have loved it. I think AEW could have done a great job with a faction like that, because they don't necessarily have something like that. But that's not the way it went down. What do you guys think? I want to know what you guys think. Let me know in the comment section down below. As always, I want to say thank you guys so much for everybody who's been showing support and watching this channel and commenting on videos. There's going to be a playlist right here. Click on that. You may have missed a news story. Don't forget, we got the Angle Show live on Twitch. The link is in the description down below. Hope to see you guys there tonight. Thank you. Peace.